Hello Spencer, welcome in Holland. Like I told you, you're in Holland, you're at Moulin Blues. Did you knew Moulin Blues before you came?
Yeah, I knew of Moulin Blues through some friends of mine who play in Toronto, a band Bywater Call.
Bywater.
Yeah, they were telling me all about it.
There's a nice lady, I forgot her name, but
Megan?
Megan.
Yeah, they're amazing.
We spoke with her when she was, I think,
last year. Last year.
Spencer, you are a young musician, like they told us, 23 years old. You're a singer-songwriter, a guitarist somewhere from Canada.
Yeah, Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada.
Last week there was a program on the TV and they visited the waterfalls in Niagara.
Yep, beautiful.
Beautiful, yes. Was it because of the place where you're from that you decided that you wanted to become a musician? Or maybe
there's a lot of
people that maybe pushed you or helped you?
Yeah, there's a lot of factors to anyone who's wanting to become a musician, but the scene in Niagara is definitely smaller than some, but extremely supportive. So I have a list of people that helped me get where I am. More so the people in that area. People like Jack DeKaiser, Steve Strongman, and even like I have like my friends by Water Call. A lot of people are so supportive over there, and everyone is so nice, just like they are here. It's a really great community, and the team around me as well, very supportive.
Okay. You choose that you wanted to become a musician, but why did you choose for the blues? Why the typical area that we call?
Yeah.
Not everyone is a bluesman.
Yeah.
Or you say I'm a jazzman, but
yeah.
What's put you in that direction?
Well, the summed up version essentially is I've listened to music all my life. As soon as I was able to understand words, and my father, Rich MacKenzie, who's co-written as well on some of these songs. He's a music fanatic, and he would just play songs all throughout the house, and I'd run around listening to people like Stevie Ray Vaughan, B.B. King, Rolling Stones, or even more classic rock like the Beatles, etc. And then I played guitar when I was 5, just plucked around, and then by the time I got to my early teenage years, I got reintroduced to Stevie Ray Vaughan from my first serious teacher.
Really?
And he said, "Hey, do you know Stevie Ray Vaughan?" I said, "I don't think so." And then
he's from Texas, you must.
When I went home, I've heard this before. I used to run around to the house, or in the house as a kid to this, so it was an instant moment that brought it back.
The click that.
Yeah, and that's
differently.
Yeah, to put it, to make a long story short, that's essentially how it happened. I listened to a lot of great music growing up, and then when I got more serious, I was right back into it.
Yeah. Is it your first time that you came over to Europe? No?
First time ever. I traveled a lot as a kid, vacationing and stuff like that, but never
as a musician.
Never to play music, and I'm happy to say Moulin Blues here is only the second show we've ever played in Europe.
What's your impression? It's difference between
beyond words. The culture here just really enjoys the arts in general, and I think that the appreciation for it is much larger, and people gather a lot more. Hospitality is a lot more important. Not saying that Canada or the States doesn't do that, but there's definitely a noticeable love that comes from the
I hear
audience.
that you are enjoying it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Amazing.
Okay. tell us something about the band you're touring with?
Yeah.
I saw the lady, is that Justine? No?
Justine Fisher on bass.
They call her the bass
machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Justine the bass machine, and Miles Evans Browna on keys, organ, and piano,
Keys, yeah.
and then Matt Burns on drums. It does differ. My studio band is a little different, but Miles still played on it. And I've been touring with them for a number of years now, and we just love to have a good time, and we mesh well together. And really, like, the music sometimes feels secondary when you're spending all day with someone, right? Especially on, like, when I play at home, it's not really a tour. You go home after, where this is you're a month in the Netherlands and Germany. So they're amazing people to be with. Yeah.
And we have a lot of clubs in Germany and here. That's right.
Yeah.
You have an album.
Yes.
2016, your first album.
Infected with the Blues.
Infected with the Blues.
Yes.
Why that title? Because that tells us a lot of things.
Yeah.
Infected Blues. So.
Yeah. But besides it being kind of a catchy name, the reason why I got into it is because, well, we wrote a song called Infected with the Blues, but that song came to be because when I started, that was 2014, you said, I would have been like 14 or 15 years old. Oh. So imagine me, 23 now.
You were 18?
In fact, no, a lot younger still even.
But you were very young.
Yeah, a lot younger, like braces and very small. So it's hard to take someone seriously when they look so young, right? And people would always say to me, Spencer, like, what do you have to sing about?
Yeah.
You haven't been through any hardship or any heartbreak.
Yeah, that's why, because a young guy who named his album Infected by the Blues.
It's like,
everybody's thinking, shit.
Yeah, I don't have I don't have any problems in my life yet, but the reason why we named it that is because blues is so much more than just lyrics, and I felt what I was singing and I felt what I was playing, and anyone that says, "Oh, you're really young," and then they would hear me, they'd go, "Oh, okay. I understand now," and that's kind of why we got that title, like Infected with the Blues, because
then we go to 2 years later, a new album.
Yep.
Preach to My Soul.
Yeah, and then before that, Cold November. Before there's an album in the middle, Cold November, but that's okay.
Okay.
That's okay. That's okay. I just like talking about my music so much.
I named the album, you know why? Because I wrote years ago a review on the album.
Wow.
But when I go to the website, I found a lot of quotes about the album, but they forgot this time.
Well, we won't forget this one now. We won't forget this one now.
I must my heart is empty again. But
that's the. Unfortunately, I don't do the website, but if I did.
No, I always do that when I write a review, and not every time I check it. But in this case, and in your case, I had to find some information about Mr.
The review was not so good.
My review.
Just a joke.
I appreciate it.
I gave you good comments.
Yeah, we
at that time I really was impressed.
Oh, I appreciate it. And this
for a young guy, second album, it was okay.
Yeah, Cold November. Infected with the Blues was a lot more covers, and then Cold November was 8 originals and 2 covers. And then Preach to My Soul is the same layout.
Yeah.
But the second album definitely transformed in the writing because of original music. And by the time now we've gotten to Preach to My Soul, it's a whole new ballgame. A little more heavier blues, kind of like a Joe Bonamassa, Gary Clark Jr., kind of a little more on the dirt of it, and we were happy with how that album turned out.
You did it with another producer.
Sorry?
You did it with Mr. Ross Hayes.
Ross Hayes Citrullo.
Citrullo,
Yeah, he's worked. He works with the label called Gypsy Soul Records, and which he's also.
Martin, Lyle Cole.
So he's worked on projects in some capacity with all those artists. So when I came to him to write and record this record, I had that in mind of bringing the heavier blues into it. And he's an amazing guitar player and human being. And we did the album just before COVID, and then when we got to the parts of laying overdubs, like more vocals, horns, extra guitar, then COVID happened. So it turned into a COVID project, which really we were sad that we weren't able to get it out. But what we did is, because blues is so important to play live, that we said, okay, well, we'll wait till we'll play it live, and that gave us just like another year and a half of ruminating, and we were very happy with how it turned out.
You started today your show again with the song that I've noticed here, Baptized by Cold Water.
Baptized by Cold Water, yes.
Is that somewhere because you're against, what's the meaning of the song?
Yeah, so the meaning of the song, it's not about baptism, not about religion. It's about what was happening and still is happening out west in Canada.
Injustice.
Yeah, and I'm not really a political person, but sometimes when I turn on the TV and see people getting sprayed with high pressure water from a fire truck, and you know, being escorted off their own land like that, it was something that I wanted to write about. And something similar in regards to how I write is, for example, Cold November, the title track of the second album. We wrote that because we turned on the TV one day. You're gonna have to forgive me, I forget the year, but in 2016, we turned on the TV and there was all these shootings that happened in Paris, and those 3 mass shootings, and then everyone was lost their loved ones, and it was a difficult time. So we wrote that song because my dad and I turned on the news, and it was just like, you know, blues is more than just like breaking up with someone or going through a tough time. It's the world, right? And so that's kind of what we tend to write about. And listen, whatever you want to think, that's okay. But if you enjoy my music, that's all I want.
Okay, it's clear. But when is your third album coming out?
My next album? When is my next album? I haven't started. Oh, when did the second album come out?
No, sorry. You're working on a new album. That was one.
Oh, another album? We still in the writing stages right now.
No, you're not so far that you say I have enough inspiration, I have enough new songs to go on for a new album.
There's never a shortage of songs. It's more of just you start writing and collecting more and more and more and more. And because right now we're kind of on tour, we write usually a lot in the winter and in the fall, and so we'll be starting soon to record another album, but probably not even till next year or the year after that.
Okay, Spencer, I have some questions to finish.
Yes, of course.
Do you have free time? What are you doing in your free time?
What do I do in free time?
Fishing or cooking? I don't know what you're...
Fishing.
Do you have time?
Oh no, yeah, there's definitely, I do have a lot of time. I just finished, last year I went to Moulin College, and I went for guitar. and music theory and things like that. So before that, I didn't have a lot of free time.
They get music.
But no, I do a lot. I listen to a lot of music. I have a great record collection, and but on top of that, I spend a lot of time with family. I spend a lot of time with my amazing girlfriend Sydney, and I have a great friend circle at home. I live in a little town outside of Niagara Falls. I was talking about. I like to do things like golf, hang out, go on walks. It's a pretty simple life outside of music, but music is my life.
It's my love. I understand. You are 23. You must.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you must have open items on your what everybody call the bucket list of the to-do list. Are there still things that you have in your head that you say?
My bucket list.
Yeah.
Oh.
Open eye that you say when that's a thing that I surely want to do.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. There's so many.
Playing with BB King, that's
if I could, I would. Oh no, it's really like, it's tricky to narrow it down, but I just want to play as much music as I can to as many people as I can. Playing some historic venues like Massey Hall in Canada, or some of the the venues in the States, like even some of the blues clubs like Anton's.
And the Blues Cruise?
Blues Cruise, that's amazing. I would really love to do that if anyone's watching. I've met some phenomenal musicians as well. I'd love to even open for them or just play with them one day.
Did music make you a better person?
Always,
Yeah.
Of course. It introduces me to people like yourselves, and like I said earlier, this community is so amazing, and you don't meet a lot of rude people in the blues, and it's because everyone has the same idea. They want to have a good time, and they want to keep the music as fresh as possible, and they want to keep things happy.
Okay, Spencer, that were my questions. Again, thank you for what we call a little bit of our roots time.
There you go.
Again, I hope to read or to find my review next time, but that was it. That was it. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you again for the show. It was a great show.
Of course.
Thank you for your music.
Well, of course.
Thank you,
Love it.
Spencer.
Yeah, man. Thank you.